so we're going to draw the circular spacer. This one is a good drawing to use in order to think about looking at the key information on your drawing. If you just start drawing circles, it's going to be really hard to just line everything up. You're going to want to really think about the location of where these centers, those circles need to be located. So what I'm talking about is looking at these lines here, which are called center lines. They kind of mark the locations. So we've got the vertical and the horizontal axis locating these three circles here, which are object lines, showing that they're all concentric and they share the same center. And then we've got the other three circles here, and they're given on a specific diameter that's around that. So this is a center line. Sometimes it's also known as a bolt center. You'll see like a 5-inch diameter BC, and that's what that means that these three holes are going to be located on that specific diameter. So let's start laying this out. I'm going to start laying this out, believe it or not, with the lines first, because I want to go ahead and draw my my center lines for my construction lines. So I'm going to turn the grid off. I'm just going to draw a couple lines. So the largest diameter is 7. So I'm just going to draw 2 lines, 8 inches. I'm going to draw that 8 inches down. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to find the midpoint of that line. And so I'm just going to go 4 to the right. And I can actually pick on the end of that line right there and move that grip and type in 4. And it will extend that line 4 units to the left. So I've got 2 lines that are drawn instead of having to draw just another little 4-inch line. So I'm going to start looking at my the largest circle. The largest circle is a 7-inch diameter. So I'm going to come over here and do circle diameter. And I'm going to lay that 7-inch diameter circle out. And then I'm going to go to the other 2. These are object lines, so that means that they're solid. So that's why I'm going with those next. I'm skipping over this one right here with the center lines. So this one is 2.75 and that one is 2. So using that circle diameter command just alleviates having to go and calculate the radius. So I'm just making sure that I use the information that was given to me, and that way I don't have a math error. Alright, so I've got those 3 circles drawn, and now I need to locate the other 3 circles. So like I was showing you before, they did leave that off that diameter, but that is a 5-inch diameter circle. So let's go ahead and just draw ourselves out a 5-inch circle diameter. And you're not going to have the center lines right now, so you're just going to have to remember that that is your construction line, and we're going to use that for the 5-inch circle. So the first one is going to be located, sorry, that's down there below that. It's going to be located down below in that where that line and that circle intersects. What is the size? A 1-inch diameter. So typically there'll be a note here that says 3x. Let me write that on there so you'll see what that's going to look like. Alright, so typically that says 3x, diameter 1, and that would be a normal notation for that. So we need to, let's just exit out of that. There we go. So I just want to go into my line command and draw a line for this angle here. So we've got 120 degrees. So we're going to take 180 because it's 180 from here to here, of course. So subtract 120. So that's 180 minus 20 is 60. So we've got 2 angles over here. There's nothing to make me believe that this isn't symmetrical. So I'm going to say 30 degrees over here on this side and 30 on this side. So I'm going to take my line command and draw a 8-inch line. Turn my ortho off, 8-inch line, hit the tab button and type in 30 degrees, and that's going to be the location of the first one. And this one over here is going to be 8 inches as well. Hit tab, and it's going to be 30 off of 180 degrees, so that's going to be 150. So that's going to give me the location. So I'm going to knock out the rest of those circles with a 1-inch diameter. Oops, up. That's what happens when you don't go back and hit that command. You always have to go back and do circle diameter. When you hit repeat for that, it always goes back to circle radius. So if you're using circle diameter, you have to go to circle radius. Or you can always do this. If you go to circle radius, if you want to use the diameter instead, you can type in D and then hit enter, and it will allow you to specify, the diameter. So circle radius, if you specify the point, then it prompts you either for the diameter, or you can type in D and hit enter, and then you can type in the diameter. So that's just a way to work around it. So to finish this one up, I'm just going to go back and erase my construction lines. I don't need to leave those on here, and that would be the final product for that one. So save this as circular spacer.